173 years ago, on December 28, 1846, President James Polk signed a law making Iowa the 29th state in the Union. It wasn't just a casual affair. In fact, several conventions took place in this building behind me to write a constitution and to get borders set to make Iowa a state. The final attempt, and the most successful attempt to reach statehood, was reached from a convention that was held here on May 4th, 1846. They had a convention here drafting a constitution and state borders. Now, as you understand, the borders of Iowa had been contested from the day it became a territory with Missouri, and also with where Iowa was going to have its northernmost border within into what is now Minnesota. After the final convention on May 4th, the U.S. Congress agreed upon the Constitution of the state of Iowa and the borders that the state was going to have, leading way for a general election for a governor on November 30th, 1846, where Angel Briggs from Jackson County, Andrew in Jackson County, became the very first elected governor of Iowa with a margin of about 270 votes. Angel Briggs set out to be a very ambitious governor. He made sure that education was a primary objective of the state legislature and the state government, giving hold to Iowa today having a 91.4% high school graduation rate, #1 in the nation. He also, before becoming a politician, he was a wagon courier, which he traveled around the territory delivering mail and getting information and packages transferred. So infrastructure was also very important to him and became a priority of the Iowa legislature, leading way to where if anyone ever drives in Iowa in the summer is very aware of how many of our roads are constantly under construction, always making improvements. Iowa would be first among many things. One of the things that Iowa was known first for, we had the very first woman ever elected mayor in Oskaloosa. She declined it because she was worried that it would cause problems with them in the community. But later on, Iowa City, Iowa, actually, here where I'm at, they elected the first female mayor for any city above 10,000 people in the United States. The University of Iowa, which now owns this building, was one of the first schools to allow women in as equals to their male counterparts. The Iowa University of Iowa, which was the first university within the state, organized just a few months after the state became official, is a research institution with some of the best medical departments and law school in the country. Iowa has been also a very important part of our election cycles, with both Republicans and Democrats sending their candidates here to Iowa to be chosen first in the nation's first caucus to determine who was going to be the nominee for each party, respectively, for President of the United States. Iowa is a very diverse state. Our agricultural economy is #2 in the nation, just behind California, which has 3 times our size and 10 times our population. Even with Iowa being such an important agricultural state, it's only about 5% of our economy. Our industries and our services and our high-tech sectors of our economy are vastly outpacing most of the country, with around 250,000 non-agricultural labor jobs being created here in the state in a very, very short period of time. Iowa has remained one of the top recruiting states for military and government agencies like the Secret Service, the CIA, the FBI, and other agencies within Homeland Security. As far as the military is concerned, during the Civil War, Iowa put more soldiers per capita into the fight than any other state, north or south, leading the siege on Vicksburg and helping Sherman take his march to the sea. And one of our famous generals, General Dodge, was General Grant's right-hand man, and it claimed to be one of the major components of trapping Lee, forcing him to surrender at Appomattox. There's a portrait of him at the current Capitol building in Des Moines, and Dodge City, Kansas is actually named after him. Iowa is one of the best states in the country, bar none. The very first U.S. veteran serviceman to be killed in World War I was from Iowa, Merle Hay. He's buried in Boone. Iowa has a sense of duty. In fact, nationwide, the amount of people who serve in our armed forces is about 1% of the population. In Iowa, it is now around 8% of our population serves in our armed forces. Iowa, we know so much about what it takes and what it means to be the sacrifice for our country, our state, and our hometowns. When they say that the colors of the U.S. flag never run, the colors of these flags behind me, they're running towards the fight. This is something that everyone in Iowa should be very proud of. The fact that we have such a great service to the country and to the world in keeping peace. And people say, well, Iowa's not very diverse. Well, that's actually untrue. 1 in 8 of our students in our primary schools doesn't speak English as a primary language. In fact, even those students don't speak a language in common. We have men and women and children from every corner of this planet, and they have been here for a long time. In 173 years, Iowa has a great sense of community. We are from everywhere. This is Iowa, and we are second to none. Happy 173rd birthday, Iowa. I'm Nathaniel Gavronsky. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, and stay wise, and always stay classy.